Good afternoon and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on another rather toasty day in the 80s here, continuing the story of Alibaba and the 40 Thieves. We left the story with Morgiana being the only one in the household who knows that captain of the robbers is now there in their house, wishing, at least she assumes, to do harm to Alibaba and Kasim's eldest son, who are now having supper with him. Remember, a meal with no salt. Morgiana comes up with a plan. She goes to her fellow slave, Abdullah, and asks him to get an instrument that he plays, a tabor, and to bring it along with him. And the two of them will now perform for Alibaba, Kasim's eldest son, and the captain of the robbers. They practice a little bit in the kitchen before they go up, just so that they're on the same page with each other. And as soon as Morgiana feels that they are adequately ready, up the stairs they go to where the dining hall is. Alibaba is somewhat surprised because this is not a normal thing that takes place. But Abdullah begins to play on the tabor, and Morgiana begins to dance. And dance she does. She's a beautiful young woman and dances beautifully. And they do a few songs and a few numbers. And then they play a song that is somewhat more intense. Morgiana having whispered something in Abdullah's ear to play some more energetic song. And as Morgiana is dancing, she begins to she pulls out from a band that's around her waist, a dagger, and begins to flash it in the air. And she points it at her own breast, and then she points it at Alibaba, and then she points it at Kasim's eldest son, and back and forth and round she goes, brandishing this dagger. And eventually she makes her way around the table and over to where the captain of the robbers is sitting. And she brandishes at him. And then, as the music builds to a crescendo, she plunges the dagger into his heart, killing him instantly. Alibaba jumps up and says, "What have you done? What have you done? You've killed our guest." Morgiana says, "Look closely. This is your enemy. This is the captain of the robbers. This is the oil merchant. He has been scheming against you, and if you look beneath his robes, you will find that there is a dagger there that he has placed to do you and Kasim's son in." Well, sure enough, they look beneath his robes, and there is this knife. And it was indeed this man's intention to kill both Alibaba and Kasim's eldest son. Well, he adds to the fertilizer in the garden. And, well, Alibaba is now feeling quite free to live his life as he needs to and wishes to. He returns to the treasure chamber as often as he needs to, brandishing or saying those words, "Open sesame," each time, and taking whatever it is that he needs. Morgiana, his freed slave. Well, Alibaba, she has won a place in his heart, and he wishes for nothing less than for her to be the wife of Kasim's eldest son. With some persuasion, very little indeed, Kasim's eldest son loves the idea, as does Morgiana. The two are wed. And the secret of the treasure chamber as passed down to them and their children after that. And some say there is some wealthy family in that part of the world that is still living splendidly off the wealth from that mountain. And that is the end of the story of Alibaba and the 40 Thieves.